We were just talking about how, people are held back by fear. They're held back by fear
Absolutely.
of not being enough, of being heard, fear of criticism. Isn't it not feeling safe, right? It's just
Yeah,
not feeling
yeah, for
safe to
sure.
express.
Yeah, and it's such a big wounding for people, and I think a lot of people at the moment are waking up to this block in their throat that they haven't spoken their truth, perhaps for their whole life. And and our workshop isn't just about the singing, it's about the truth that is waiting to be unleashed from our being of who we truly are, and what we would love to express into the world, through our voice. And it's such a powerful instrument. And I know from my own journey of healing my voice, that I was born with that block already there, which came from a past life where I was persecuted for speaking my truth. I was a healer, and that wounding came through into this life. And I've spent the best part of 56 years healing that, and it's been quite a journey. And I know that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one out there that's struggled with just the pure simple thing of just speaking your truth. you know it's a massive, massive wounding, isn't it, Ruth?
Yes, it is. And then you have compounded with, if you have things that you've brought in, other energetics you've brought in from other times, you also have this lifetime. I grew up
Yes.
in an alcoholic family dynamic where, it wasn't, speaking out was not something that was modeled healthily for me by my parents. I was taught that growing up, you you don't speak out and you don't express your feelings. And it's interesting because I grew up wanting to sing. I took lessons for many, many years. I was a professional singer. I was a voice teacher for 20 years. And still, with all of that, I struggled. Honestly, if I really want to be totally transparent here, I still struggle at times. It
Yeah.
is it is something that you have to work at all the time to convince yourself that this gift, as you say, this blessing that we have, it is absolutely our birthright to use it. And so many people, I think, a lot of times people want to look outside of themselves for answers, or
Yeah.
they want permission from somebody to use this. And what we're trying to share with you in this event, this gathering on Sunday, is you don't need permission from anybody else to use this in any way,
Absolutely
shape,
not.
or form. You need to give yourself permission to use
Yeah.
this.
And I really feel that this is like putting a key into a lock, and that door's going to open for people, and it's going to guide them into the journey of the healing of their voices. So it's like we are opening that doorway for them to step on that pathway of transformation and healing, and it is so liberating to oh, I'm feeling the power of that and the energy of that. It is so liberating for us and for those that are joining us.
And anytime even one of us finds that power within us and that courage, because it takes courage to speak up. And we're not talking about performing, singing for anything. This is really just like if you have a confrontational conversation,
Yeah.
or if you are a practitioner that wants to start using your voice in your sessions, and you feel held back. We can relate because we've done it. We've been there. We've done it. I've been working. I've been trying to work with that for years now, with using my voice in this very unusual way, this new way, allowing what wants to come through, allowing our voice to be expressed through the language of our bodies. Not
Yeah.
the mind which is conditioned to say, hey, you're no good. Who are you to do this? We don't want to listen to that nasty little voice.
Yeah. And the mind just disables you completely. And that just suppresses the throat chakra if it's completely blocked and shut from all those things. Yeah, it's such a big part of the healing process. I feel, as women, especially as women, because women haven't always been able to speak their truth. They haven't always been seen in our world, and it's not really been that long. And a lot of people still carry that wounding, maybe from their mothers, from their ancestral line, so we are still healing as women
Yeah.
to speak up and to be heard and to use our vocal power for good and for healing.
Beautiful, Shelley. Yeah, I definitely feel that every time I do this work, I feel like I'm healing my mom and my grandmom and my great grandma
Yeah,
and my great great great. Yeah, I do feel
yeah,
that. I remember somebody, a friend of mine who sees spirit, very gifted medium. She said, "I see your mother standing because everybody's in spirit now. I see your mother standing with her hands on your shoulders, your grandmother standing with her hands on your mother's shoulders, and all the way back." And
beautiful.
she said they're all supporting you. And
Yeah,
it's not just for us. It's
and
every
yeah,
right every time anybody opens their voice, there's so much more going on than just a sound coming out. It's like your whole being expands, and in that expansion you raise up everybody else and heal all of the ancestral lineage. Yeah.
yeah. And also, we're healing our ancestors and we're healing our future generations. Because once we heal that wounding within ourselves, we heal our ancestors and we heal our children energetically.
Yeah.
And that's how powerful this work is. It's so powerful. And I'm so passionate about it. And I know you're really, really passionate about this journey. And it's just a beautiful thing.
And I believe that the gathering in the gathering of the voices, in doing the practices together, in sharing, I think there's so much strength in that, and there is so much power and energy for that we generate in gatherings like this that we're going to be sharing on Sunday, that it opens you up. It just opens you up by just being present. Even if you don't do anything, you just listen. I think just to listen to it, and we're going to do a replay too. So if you can't make it, that's not a problem. We'll send you the replay. But just being present to it, I believe, is going to create a shift in, or at least the first step. Sometimes, just opening it up to help you take that first step to starting to have some awareness of how you have been held back. So
There is hope.
there is hope. Oh, there's always hope, because there's we have to help one another. That's why we're here. I believe
Absolutely.
in communion with one another to develop the presence to help us remember who we are. So Shelley, I am very excited to share with you in collaboration a wonderful event that we're going to be doing this Sunday called Codes of the Voice. And that's this
Yeah.
Sunday, the 26th at 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. BST. And we're going to lead you through some very, from my end of it, I'm all about, the somatic movement and using the body to free your voice and to find your presence. And we're going to be leading you through some practices like that. And Shelley is going to be talking to you, leading you through some beautiful practices to open up your heart, your throat chakra. And then we'll share. Because I feel like in the sharing, we can start to feel, wow, it kind of relieves you, right? There's a relief that I'm not the only one that feels like this. And you're going to hear from both of us, as you just did. No, we're all having to deal with this. So that's why we feel that this is a really important, very timely thing to share with all of you.